And we are back. Welcome, listeners. I am Shahab Zagari, and this is season 3 of Record Revolutions, where we are looking at the entire discography of Gekido Comet Records, GC Records. We have a special surprise for you today. I am joined by one of the longest running fans of GC Records
Yes.
who has purchased, I think, 99% of everything we've ever put out,
All
even
of
if
them.
it was sold out and you got it on eBay kind of thing. So, Onofre, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me, Shahab. This is it's a pleasure, privilege, and an honor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
of
hitting me
course.
up.
And
Yes.
so, aside from what I said about loving the label, which we have always appreciated, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, like the non GC side. Like, what do you do? Where are you at? Like,
Yeah.
where can they find you?
Right now I'm in on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. Yes. It's
Nice.
actually a little cold. It's been cold.
Really, climate
And
change.
cold being like 70, 71. That's that's somewhat of
Mm.
a jacket weather, a little bit chilly in the morning.
Uh huh.
But yeah, and I've been doing a podcast separately, taking the lead media, for about this would be coming up 16 years
Woo!
of
And,
this
and new
podcast.
episodes just keep coming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
16
At least once a
years.
month, hopefully. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
it's really amazing, as you've seen the record label grow and we've seen kind of you grow into your own. And I must say,
Yeah.
super proud of you, dude. First of all, 16 years.
Oh,
That's
appreciate that.
awesome. But you also DJ on the radio, you
Yeah.
know.
So yeah, I DJ at the college radio KTUH FM. That one's kind of like a dream gig because that was like a station I would listen to in my youth
Oh,
for like local
wow.
punk rock. And I kind of returned to school like in 2023, 2024 actually. And I thought I'd finally sign up as a student rather than a community member. And I finally got a gig. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Yes, this is
Awesome.
like very, I don't know, full circle. Like that's where my roots in like local punk
Hmm.
rock, and to get access now to like the library. I want to say I
Amazing.
had like maybe about 80% of what they have right now. So, but
Well, at
all
least
the
you know
other,
what to play,
yes, yes, and
what
all
you're
the
hunting
hidden
for.
gems, yeah, and all
Hmm.
that. So, it's been a blast, and it's actually great because I thought I had to get a morning slot, so Monday morning 6 a.m. to
Mm.
9 a.m. No one's listening to me, but I had to work around my schedule, right? But
Right.
it turns out all the local bands I looked up to, that's when they're up and about. So they would
Wow.
call in and be like, "Hey, you're playing my band." I'm like, "Yes, please be a guest on my show." And so,
Awesome.
like the last year, I've been getting all my musical heroes on the show, and it's been
Dude,
a blast. It's
that is
like
so cool.
you guys are the ones that got me into like local music, and I get to like,
Hell yeah.
hey, we're friends now.
Dude, and now you're paying it back. Now we're friends. Now we're
Yes,
podcast co-hosts. Boom,
yes, yes.
ba-da-dum. And for the listeners who've been with us since season 1, we kicked everything off with Dr. Ashley Stone. That was brilliant because she, is a
Yes,
doctor
she's a
in
doctor of music.
music.
Yes,
And yet, she brought a fresh perspective, not really knowing too much about punk, about record labels in the 90s. So that
yeah,
was nice and fresh. But I think this is going to be exciting having someone who kind of went along
yeah,
for the ride with us for a while and continues to do so. I mean, taking the lead media podcast, you've had featured GC on there several
yes,
times, which thank you so much for that. But I think you're going to bring some insight to this podcast that Ashley was not able to. So thank you,
yeah.
Ashley. You're amazing. But
Thank you,
Onofre, we
Ashley. Yes,
are. I think this is now we're going to get into some
yeah,
nitty gritty, and hopefully now that we're also beyond the 90s and getting into the early and mid aughts, like I
yeah,
think hopefully my memory will be a little better because those first 2 seasons were hard. I was doing a lot of
yeah,
because I was like, you're trying to make me remember 1999.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
so yeah,
can I
what's
share a
up?
story of
Yeah,
when we first met?
yeah, yeah.
Yes. So it was actually kind of almost random, but I think you were there because Elicitor and Gasoline Kills was playing. But it was Spring Break 2018, and I just so happened to be I think I was visiting family. Just spring break. I
Just
wasn't going to school. I was
randomly,
just
like you weren't
yeah.
there for the show, right? Like
No,
you were
no, yeah,
there.
yeah. I was just there, and then I was looking up shows, and then there was Evil Pie, um, and I saw that Elicitor was playing, Gasoline Kills was playing. I'm like, I'm gonna go see them. Like this is gonna be fun, but I didn't know about like there was no parking because usually you can just go park
Yeah.
at the hotel.
Dude, so that was
Yeah,
2018.
it's
It's
spring
even
break.
worse now. It's
Yeah,
gotten even worse.
yeah. And so when I finally get parking, and the guy's like, I'll let you park here," not knowing like, oh, hook
You
me
have
up
to
and
be
I'll hook you
right.
up, right? I tipped him like $5. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. But I went to the show, and I see uh Evil Pie, and I walk in. I'm like, there's a lot of familiar faces here. Like,
Like from
I know,
social media kind of thing.
yeah. Well, like, and in bands, right? I'm like, I know
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
who is? I'm pretty sure I know that guy. I Is that Jesse Pino? Like, he's eating pizza. I'm like, and then Helena's there too. I'm like, wait, okay. And then I'm watching the bands, Elicitor's playing, and I see you on the other side of the room. I'm like, no, that's
Yo,
Shahab.
yo,
Like
that's
up until
gotta
that
be
point, yeah. Like we've just been talking through emails, right? And then I
emails,
think
letters. Yeah.
you came up to me and you're like, "Are you?" I'm like, "Yes, that's me." Like, what's up, man?
That is
So
so
yeah,
funny. And it's so strange that we, hadn't met until 2018 because
yeah.
even though
But
you're, based in Hawaii, you had lived in Vegas for a
I
minute,
did,
right?
yeah, I did for just a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah, maybe like for like a year and a half.
Mm,
But then I moved back, and then yeah, it'll just be occasional trips up there. But I'm like, hey, nice to finally meet you, man.
yeah. Yeah.
And
And thick as thieves ever since. And
yeah,
honestly, like seriously, cannot thank you enough for just being into what we do.
oh yeah,
Sometimes it's a thankless job where we're just, putting stuff out and going broke and, all these
yeah,
things. And it's nice to see that things make a difference and that they, you know, um, kind of inspire people. So,
yeah, for
amazing.
sure.
Which brings us to today's episode, which is the compilation Six Steps to a Better You. This album came out September 8th, 2003. And the
2003.
idea here was, vinyl had not made a comeback yet. At the time, people would
Oh yeah,
kind of
oh,
look at you like, "What? You still have a record player? Don't you know about CDs?"
yeah, yeah,
But also as a label standpoint, you know, putting out an album on CD, now you weren't limited to 20 minutes on a, two-sided LP. Now you could put up to like an hour worth of music. So it was six bands, but instead of it being, one song each as it's, normal on a compilation, they did four songs each. So it's six songs doing four tracks. The cover art and everything was kind of meant to evoke, these like self-help books on tape that were kind of
mm,
big at the time, which I guess now would be on like Audible or something. Um, and so yeah, so we chose some groups just based on who we had relationships with from doing other compilations or for bands that were on the label. So what we'll do, normally for these episodes, we pick two songs from the album that we're talking about. And hopefully that'll pique the listener's interest and they'll go check out the full album. But I think today let's do three.
yeah.
What do you think?
I think so. That sounds good.
So let's do a fun little game. I used to do games with Ashley, so let's do a fun little game where, because you own Six Steps to a Better You, right?
Yes, yes.
So I'll pick the album, and then you curate your favorite track of the four, and then that'll be the three that we listen to.
Nice. Shoots.
So let's go with fan favorites, South by Southwest darlings. P-Lander Z. Let's start with
P-Lander Z.
P-Lander Z. So P-Lander Z, GC Records, and this was, I believe, in the first season. We released their first vinyl record, which was a split with the Anaheim band Four Letter Words. And here we go, P-Lander Z with Steak.
All right, we are getting ready to go. Hello, guys. The crazy guys from P-Lander Z are getting ready to go. Hey, hey!
Hey!
All right.
What's up? What's up, my brain?
Yeah. All right. All the way from the planet P-Lander Z is the band P-Lander Z.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey Shab, I have a question for you.
Sure. What's up?
How would you like to cook your steak?
So I'm sorry to the vegetarians out there as a former vegetarian for 12 years, but I would also like it. Well, no, okay. P-Lander wants
Yeah.
it medium rare. Sorry to P-Lander. I prefer it medium well.
Medium
I
well?
kind of like
Okay.
the crispy. I kind of like the,
see,
but
chewy.
I don't like it well done.
Mm.
Like
Oh,
well
no.
done is just too chewy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
medium well, get a little bit of pink, get a little bit of crunchy,
Yeah.
and I'm good. How about you?
I prefer rare.
Wow, for real?
But some places like I worked at a restaurant and someone asked for rare, and I swear they just put that thing in the microwave and it came. I'm like, what?
Ugh.
This thing's still screaming. Like
There was some. I went to a restaurant in Chicago once. Unfortunately, this restaurant has since closed because of COVID. Boo. But it was called the Bristol, and they had the most amazing food. But one of the things that someone I was with ordered was this raw beef kind of
Oh.
situation, but it was thinly sliced, and it was kind of in this like citrus bath kind of thing. So it was
Oh, okay.
almost sushi-esque,
Yeah, yeah.
shabu shabu-esque, and I
Right.
was like,
But it's beef.
but it was beef, and it was
Wow.
friggin' delicious. It was
Yeah.
good. So even though I say ooh raw, I mean that
Yeah.
I had it there, and
Hey,
it was actually
sometimes
pretty
it's good. Sometimes it's meant to be.
good. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
So this for P-Lander Z, this was a live set, obviously.
I tricked you guys. So
Oh,
it
no.
wasn't a live set.
No, you got me.
But so when they sent us these songs, it was actually kind of like a demo CD with like 10, 11 tracks on it. Two of
Hmm.
the tracks that were on there were recorded on a live broadcast.
Oh, okay.
On like a radio show, kind of like a
Yeah.
in studio kind of thing. And it was so funny. That introduction cracked me up so much that I spliced it in. So the feedback that you hear is from the studio recording and not from when they were in the studio. But that whole banter
Yeah.
between Kango, that's P-Lander Yellow's name,
Yeah.
between P-Lander Yellow and the DJ. I mean, that was all live.
Yeah.
But then just before they get into that live track, boom, here comes and then the rest of the 4 tracks are from their studio recording.
Nice.
Funny story about that. So this album came out in 2003. And again, it was a compilation album. The bands gave us the tracks that, either they had paid to produce or, it was basically on them to provide the music. And then a year or two later, a record company they signed P-Lander Z and put out a full album.
Nice.
What they didn't realize is that the full album that they released was those 10 songs that were already pre-recorded, 4 of which ended up on this compilation. So lo and behold,
Wow.
we get a cease and desist letter
Oh.
from this record company saying you must destroy all copies of 6 Steps to a Better You and stop selling it and da-da-da-da. To which I wrote a rebuttal saying, well, if the publishing date on your album is after 2003, then really it should be me having a problem, right?
Yeah. Hey.
And I said, but I don't have a problem because that was the agreement I came up with the band, that this was a compilation album, basically a marketing tool to promote their band outside of, and currently, at that time, they lived in New York. They were, a New York band by way of Japan. So they relocated to New York. I'm like, hey, this is to get your name out there, right? So this is really a marketing ploy. Like, we don't care if you want to re-release these elsewhere. We are giving you permission to do that, if it was anything, right?
Yeah.
And so they dropped it. They didn't sick the lawyers after all. But
Yeah.
I was like, no. Look at the liner
Nice.
notes, bro. Yes. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
cool.
Oh.
So next up, let's play a song from Bobot Adrenaline.
Bobot Adrenaline.
Let's see which track you want to play on that one, and this will be interesting if you pick the one that was on the Tony Hawk game. But let's see if you end up doing that.
I was thinking, let's do Penalty Box.
Oh my god, dude, that's it. So
That's the one. Yeah.
Sony reached out to us, and I don't even remember. Even remember how they stumbled on GC Records or Bobot Adrenaline. Like I don't know, right? Like both brands, if you will, were relatively underground. Like there's no reason why they should have reached out to us, but they did. And it was friggin' hilarious because they go, Sony will pay you $0. Like, we do not pay for these, but
man,
we sell millions upon millions of these Tony Hawk games. Every time there's a sequel, we sell millions of them. And guess what these million copies do? They sit in that console, and that kid or those kids play it for hundreds and hundreds of hours. And when there's only 30, tracks, guess what ends up happening? They keep listening to these tracks over and over and over again. You cannot buy, as an underground label, as an underground band, you can't buy exposure like that. So while the general rule of thumb, creatives, is when someone says do it for the exposure, general rule of thumb is to, flip them the bird. This was Sony, this was Tony Hawk, and I basically put it to the band. I said, if you guys are okay getting $0 off of this, let's do it, right? And we did, and guess what?
What's that?
Every year after year, still in 2025, still in 2026, one of the most listened songs on Spotify through our label, Penalty Box.
Wow.
And it's because it's imprinted in these kids' brains. They love the songs. They love that game. It's reminiscent. It, takes them back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people do streaming nowadays. Not a lot of people buy albums like on iTunes.
Yes.
But the most bought, song is that one. And it's because of, this partnership with Tony Hawk. So thanks, Tony Hawk, even though you probably weren't aware that they, you know what I mean? It's probably the marketing machine of Sony, but thanks, PlayStation. We love you. So here we go. This is Bobot Adrenaline with Penalty Box.
Adrenaline, Penalty Box. Very catchy tune. You know their one track, it was Victor's Misery.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was that song. That sounds a lot different from the rest of the 4 songs they contributed. That gave me some
Yeah.
I thought of another band on the label, Tuka Tukas.
Uh-huh.
I think like
Mhm.
it, like a hint of their kind of style,
Which
with
is
that particular
yeah.
song.
I mean, decades before Tuka Tukas was even a thought in those band members' heads. But that's interesting. Yeah, and Victor's Misery really was different in that of the 4 song, right? Because like the other 3 songs are very run of the mill pop punk, right?
Yeah.
Victor's Misery was almost like a
It's like a jam song. Like,
yeah, jam song, but it was like, I don't know, like it was almost cinematic. It was like a story, right? It starts off like you can hear that they're in the bar and they're clinking glasses and someone's doing, playing the piano. One interesting thing to note about the 4 songs that Bow Wow Adrenaline has, they were recorded November 2002 by Dave Small, the ringleader of Introspect. So even though Introspect was not on this compilation, Dave had his fingerprints on that recording. And Dave is such an amazing engineer. He makes everything sound so good.
Were these 4 songs particular for this compilation?
It was actually not all of them. So not that answer is not true for every single act, right? Like P-Lander Z, like I said, we took that from a 10-song demo CD.
Yeah.
Lipstick Pickups, it was 4 songs from the 7-inch we had released of theirs. That was a split with Bikini Bumps, which if you go back to season 2 of the podcast, you guys can listen to that episode. But by the time this was coming out, we were kind of having trouble finding, a group that would fit. There was recording mishaps, like the whole thing. And so we said, listen, this 7-inch is out of print. And this was years before Spotify or anything like that. Bandcamp, like this did not exist. So we said, is it cool if we, include those songs? But the Bobot Adrenaline 4 songs were definitely handcrafted for this album. Good question.
Nice. Yeah, that makes this album that more exclusive.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right, so we got 1 track left before we're out of here. So let's do. How about Lipstick Pickups? Since I brought them up.
Yeah. Yes.
What track on there? And I honestly, guys, I don't even remember which track we played when we did the a split album, but if we play it again, well, you're welcome, because these are amazing songs. All right, Onofre, which song should we play?
Let's just do Black Cherry Soda.
That one is one of my faves, and I think especially because the lead vocals just reminds me of like if Betty Boop was modern and punk rock and not, like she would actually beat the shit out of, someone trying to hit on her versus like being the object of men's desire kind of thing. Love this song so much. So here we go. Lipstick Pickups, Black Cherry Soda Pop.
those lipstick pickups, Black Cherry Soda Pop.
And so I do want to make one quick correction so I don't have to do a correction next episode. So 3 of the tracks on 6 Steps to a Better You were from that 7-inch, because that 7-inch was 3 songs from Bikini Bump, 3 songs from Lipstick Pickup. So the song What's the Matter with Your Girlfriend, that's also on 6 Steps to a Better You, that was the exclusive track, which was taken from the same recording session. It just wasn't on the 7-inch. So that's pretty fun. Yeah.
Was that song really just about soda pop? That can't be.
And they've never really put lyrics, not with the 7-inch and not with this. And so I don't know, because again, it gets a little muddied in there, but I feel like it's about someone that they like, that they want to drink soda pop with, but I could be totally wrong. If the band is listening to this, correct me if I'm wrong. Send in an email, text me, what have you. So that was it, listeners. 6 Steps to a Better You. That came out in 2003. The next episode. So listen up, gang. This is going to be a heavy one. This is for the fans of the not so cutesy. This is for the fans of the heavy, fans of the metal and the hardcore. Next up is A Cure for the Disease Called Man 10-inch by X-Fork. And this band was a SoCal band. I think band members lived in various cities, but I think basically HQ was Long Beach, and these guys were unbelievable. Originally, this 10-inch was going to be released by Cool Guy Records, so we'll get into a little bit of that on that episode 2 of season 3, and we will see you there. Onofre, thank you so much for joining me today and for the rest of the season. You're amazing. Your support over the years has been huge. And then to get someone who's been doing a podcast for 16 years on the podcast, amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Thanks again, listeners. And we will see you for episode 2 of season 3 when we take a look at X-Fork. See ya.